Hi everyone, just checking in because I do it so infrequently. Have a few things to share here. One is that I'm working on a ginger bug. I'm letting that ferment. Tomorrow it'll be ready to mix with a ginger beer liquid, which will just be ginger boiled in water with sugar and lemon. That is water, sugar, and ginger, and you just let it get, the little microorganisms from the air, and then you mix that with the other ginger liquid, and then I've got all these bottles saved. Then you can put it in these kind of bottles and leave it for 2 weeks. And then when you open it up, you'll have ginger beer, which is cool. I've been making some different oils. I made comfrey oil. That's just oregano hanging there. I did have some mugwort that I dried just a little bit and made an oil with it, and I'm using that as a massage oil. A few things I wanted to show and talk about here. At my bedside table, I've put a little kind of a nosegay of mugwort, 2 kinds of mugwort. This is like California native mugwort. It's a bigger leaf and stronger smelling, and this is just regular mugwort. And this is Tagetes lucida. And then I have a couple of stones here. I was watching Jude Direct's video about root chakra issues. I've been having lower back pain for 2 years and some other digestive, lower GI kind of related things, pelvic stuff. And knowing who I am, I believe that it could be root chakra related. So I had some hematite and some bloodstone, which are both recommended and good for me too, because I suffer from anemia. So I have those by my bed. But anyway, about the mugwort. I'm keeping it by my bed so that I want to see how it affects my dreaming. I want to work with my dreams a little bit more. And it's been a couple weeks that I've been trying it, and nothing was happening, and then within the past few days I've been getting more dream stuff going on. So that's kind of cool. Sorry, I'm jumping around here. That's all I can do to get this up. But I wanted to show you my revamped altar. I want to have this a little bit more dedicated to my Slavic ancestors. I'm doing some work. There's a woman here in town that's doing some ancestral work. So I have a couple of pictures. That's my grandmother's face superimposed over me in a long exposure, and then I made a cyanotype print, and that's my great-grandmother's face there. That's my father's family, and there are a number of ancestors along here. And then of course I have Baba Yaga, who totally relates to the whole Slavic thing. I'm going to sit you up on a tripod. Working with the dreams, I'm working with the ancestors a bit. The two haven't kind of come together yet, but I anticipate there will be some overlap at some point. Working with my herbs from the garden and my fermenting and all that. I've also been working on some project proposals for funding for art projects. It's been interesting. It's been a little bit frustrating, particularly the way I'm trying to do crowdfunding, and just even getting up on the website alone has proved problematic. And so I'm working, I know I have a friend an online friend, who is also a grant writer. So I may be doing more research as far as grants to get funded to create artwork. That's one of the ways in which you can have a livelihood making art. There are philanthropic and government agencies who support the arts and just fund people if they have a powerful statement and the work to back it up, they're funded to create art and document, obviously, the process. And that sometimes leads to exhibitions. In my case, I would like to do some photo books. So the one project I've got going is just, it's been really frustrating, but thankfully I've got some really supportive people in my corner, and one of whom obviously has some knowledge, which is really helpful because it's not easy. So that's kind of what's going on. It's life is kind of about just learning this whole going with the flow sort of thing. What are the messages that are coming through? You know, if you keep hitting roadblocks in one direction, do you keep going, or do you keep trying because who knows what's going to turn around, or do you try to find another avenue? Something that was interesting in the ancestral class that I went to, people were talking about, I think it's called triangulation. It's when you're getting messages and it happens 3 times. If you get a message 3 times, especially like within a short period of time, it's important to pay attention to that message. So if I get one more question or one more kind of blockage in this one route that I'm following, I'm still waiting for another follow-up email, I'll kind of know that this isn't going to work. And quite frankly, I like the idea of going to art agencies that have designated funds for supporting artists, rather than going to my friends saying, don't you want to support my project and I'll give you a print if you donate money. I don't know. It's just been an interesting experience. It's been a learning experience. It's been difficult for me because I take my efforts so personally. And I'm quite a neophyte at this sort of thing, and even just being out in the real world. So it's not been easy, but it's been very substantive as far as what I'm learning through the process. So I will let you know if anything significant happens. In the meantime, I just keep wanting to create work. I'm going to show you something I just made. I don't know if it's going to show up because it's kind of light. I was just working with my masks, and I want to see if this, if this shows up. I've got these masks of my grandmother's, my grandmother and great-grandmother, and let's see if you can see if it's going to focus on here. It's going to be difficult. There we go. So Baba Yaga is in the center, and on each side, on the left side is my grandmother's mask over me, and on my right side is my great-grandmother's mask over me. So that's just kind of bringing them all together with the aspect of the crone, by virtue of Baba Yaga's image there, and you know how it relates to my own journey as I'm still going through the processes that I am as far as my life and my body, and you know what my life is going into. I've been very, very inspired by a number of women, particularly in the pagan community on YouTube. Just really, really inspired, and I actually have another idea for a project that would involve some of you out there. I will talk to you personally about it. It's a photography project. If I ever get my head around it and start writing down my ideas in a more gelled fashion than they are right now. So I hope you're all doing well. It's been beautiful weather here. Just absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I've been spending a lot of time outside and working in the garden. Oh yes, hawks. So I've been having experiences with hawks. I mean, I've had some crow experiences, but the last week when I was down, I was going to meet my daughter for lunch. I was waiting for her, and I went to walk around this park-like area, and there was a hawk on a pole, and it's quite far from me, but as soon as I got close to the pole, it took off in the air, and was just flying back and forth and calling. And then when I was out, it actually happened when I was out for a walk. I've had a bird feeder in my backyard that's been attracting quite a multitude and variety of birds in addition to a squirrel. And the other day, apparently, a hawk joined the mix and got one of the other birds and was in our tree having a meal. Now, I wasn't here to witness it, but it certainly was in my energy space, so that was kind of interesting too. Anyway, so that's it. I apologize for being kind of random and willy-nilly. It's all I can do to get myself to even do a random willy-nilly video these days. But I do like to check in with you, and I hope you're all doing well. Take care.